Hi, welcome to Kindred Spirit Readings. Let's begin, Aries. You're being presented an offer, and this is a company that is interested in working with you. There is something about this offer that isn't very clear. There is money involved, but the money is not good. But they're not lying about it. So it's almost as if they're telling you how much money is being offered, and what they're doing is they're presenting that to you. They're showing you that this here is the minimum amount. But don't pay attention to that because it's all about getting excited over the actual opportunity. So they're almost trying to pull your focus away from the idea that even though there's this great opportunity and you should focus just on that, you're not going to be paid what you're actually worth, and you're not going to receive what you want. So let's just focus on the opportunity, and hopefully you don't pay too much attention to the actual amount that they're offering, which is in fact incredibly low. In relation to work, I keep seeing that you're searching for a better opportunity. There is a lot of uncertainty at your current job, and it may be time to move on, but at the same time, it's not as easy as you thought it would be. So I do see that there could be a struggle. You could be struggling to move out of your current workplace. There is uncertainty because what you are currently being paid, it doesn't really match up. You've been looking around, and I do see that you could be craving to learn more. You're craving to do more within your field because there is such an extensive range. Surprisingly, this week I wanted to talk about a group of people. Within this group of people, there are two people specifically who are messing with your mind. And this is to do with admiration, and that I don't want to say there's flirting, there is kind of the getting to know each other with one of those people specifically. Be clear about your intentions. If you're not really vibing with someone on the same level, you may or may not want to tell it as it is. Especially in relation to your feelings, there is a very good chance that you may miss out on an opportunity that was not meant for you. So it is more than likely going to appear, too good to be true. It may feel good at the time, but there is more to this person than meets the eye. And even though this may be a slow release, you may start to see the cracks or you may get a gut feeling about them that may not sit well with you at the time. The other person, because I originally said there were two people, specifically the other person is more the committed type. So it depends what you're after. If you want the commitment, you're sort of able to separate the two. You'll know what works and what doesn't. So Aries, that was your weekly forecast. I'm now going to move on to the next 5 years of your life. So it could prove to be tough in terms of your relationships. I just keep getting something about you shutting down, not learning to understand this. Translate this however you see necessary. It does not mean that it's a terrible thing. This does not mean that you are at fault here. This does not mean that at all. It simply means you allow yourself to open up when the time is right. That's if because you're going to meet all sorts of different people in the next 5 years. The reason why it may be the better option for you to open up again, if you choose to do so, it's entirely up to you how you choose to move forward in life. But the reason it may be more important to you in the next 5 years is because your work is increasing and you've got a lot of involvement with a lot of people, that you're around a lot of people. There's your work, it's increasing, doubling, if not tripling the amount you were already working towards, is going to require time and effort from you. And there's a lot of attention that people will crave from you. But I just don't see you opening up. So you may be pulling back, you may be holding back from inviting love in or accepting love for what it is. You've got a lot going on in the next 5 years in relation to your career. So people are opening themselves up to you, but I just see that your focus is elsewhere. You may say one thing, but you do or mean another, although it's not intentional at the same time. It's kind of you still wanting your freedom at the same time, which is fine if that's what you want. But if what feels okay for you does not appear the same for others, that is, it is what it is, basically. So you're giving off all kinds of different vibes. You're allowing this energy to speak on many different levels, the way that others perceive you. You may be coming across differently to others in terms of how you feel, in terms of how you present yourself. You're very career focused over the course of the next 5 years as well. I've said that a few times, but that's what keeps coming up. And I did mention in the very beginning that this is all about your goals, your aspirations. You're maintaining a level of professionalism and you want to keep it there. You're not interested in hanging back to wait what happens. You want to be there when it happens. You want to make it happen, and you want it now. Whatever that is for you, you want to be the one that creates, the one that dictates. Very in control, so much so that you are not only oozing substance, people can clearly see this, but you are transforming into this incredible being, almost unrecognizable and incredible at the same time. I am seeing now, going back to, I'm seeing relationships. If I'm seeing relationships for you, I'm seeing one person in particular. They have brown hair, it's medium length, and this is a female, and they're very pretty. I'm seeing relationship, it's a relationship at certain different levels. It's sort of, it has its ups and downs, but there's uncertainty attached to this. And what the two of you have is, there are feelings towards each other that I'm just trying to pick up on this. Your focus is still elsewhere at the same time, but the connection here is rather strong and it's different. And they also come across as being someone who is very stable. They like to keep busy. You are both, you're very like-minded people. The two of you are very like-minded. I don't see the two of you parting ways anytime soon. So once you sort of, you've made this connection and it actually stays there, it stays put. If we're talking, about the next 5 years, where we saw that level of uncertainty, that slowly does fade away and the connection does become deeper. I'm seeing towards 2026, this may become something more. Thank you, Aries.